I just finished watching Halo Season 2, and I actually think that might be the best sci-fi we've had in years. Controversial. Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV movie channel. It's bloody good. I was not a big player of the games of Halo, so I think I've been able to sidestep a lot of the complaints about Halo. A lot of people that were hardcore fans of the game, like happens with a lot of these adaptations, they said, "Oh, this is changing, this is changing. Oh, the Master Chief takes his helmet off too much, and blah blah blah." And look, if you love the game, I can see that would irritate you. It's similarly how I felt about the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies when they came out, because I was a massive Trekkie back then. Not so much anymore, sadly. But when they changed things, it irritated me. So I can 100% understand the complaints and the people that have sort of said, "I don't like they've changed this and all they've changed that. I don't like he takes his helmet off too much." I can also understand the people that didn't love the first season. And I'm going to say, look, the first season started, I thought, really well. And then it sort of wandered. It got a bit fluffy. And then, to be honest, I didn't really follow it that well. I got a little bit bored, in fact, by the end. They changed the showrunner. And they changed direction of the series a little bit. Not too much that the first and the second season are particularly disconnected. They're still really good. But they have gone in a slightly different direction and changed the emphasis of the series slightly. What do I mean by that? I think they've tried to bring in a little bit more of the elements of the game and a feel of the game in places, while still exploring the character that is the Master Chief. So, what do I think they've done really, really well in this season? I thought it started brilliantly. I thought some of the fight scenes and the effects and the CGI when they're fighting on the mountaintop in the fog was just great. It reminded me of, that brilliant scene at the end of Rogue One. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but Rogue One, when Darth Vader turns the lightsaber on in the dark and it glows red and everyone goes, "Oh, shit." Basically, that film ended where the way New Hope started. So it reminded me of that. I thought it was beautifully done. It was really nicely made. They then, though, went into the Master Chief losing his armor and getting used and abused by the bosses, and the politics getting involved in things. I don't know if that was in the games particularly, but I thought they did it really, really well in this. And the thing it did better than the first season was that him taking his helmet off and stuff had a purpose. There was a reasoning behind it. So when we got to see more of the actor and we got to see and delve more into the character of the Master Chief, of John, it made sense. And it was done, as I say, with a purpose. The thing, though, as well, though, is that it built up towards him putting the helmet back on. And I'm not going to have any spoilers of the last episode because it's good. But when he puts his helmet back on and he's the Master Chief again, there's a genuine emotional response. I genuinely go like, "Yeah, go kick ass." And there's a line in there that, again, if you've seen the episode, you'll know. But he just sort of says, and I won't give context to it, but he just says, "You don't know what I can do." And I'm genuinely like, "Yeah, go show up." So I think it's really good. So, yeah, I just thought they built up to that crescendo of the final episode, him putting the unit back on, and we don't see the actor's face again except for the last few seconds in that episode. It's just the Master Chief kicking ass and taking names. There are practical reasons why we don't see him in the kit all the time fighting. It's not just constant battle sequences as well, because those battle sequences are expensive. So, this is already an expensive show. It would become stupidly expensive if we had as much fight scenes as the Master Chief as I think some people want. But also, I just think it'd be boring. I played the games, but I never really followed a lot of the storyline. I just ran around shooting stuff. I do love, though, that they've brought in the infected. And we're getting the zombies. They're not really zombies, but they're like zombies. And again, the way they've done it and introduced that element of the game, which ran through 2 or 3 of the games, I think at least, I'm sure it's in Reach and another one, in the infected mode, just really brilliantly. They've set up the third season with that, and the Halo, really, really well. The final fight scene in the last episode as well is good. So, I think this is generally the best sci-fi I've seen in a while, and I'm comparing this to Picard Season 3, which I adored, but had its faults. I am comparing it to things like Foundation. This is way more exciting than Foundation. I think it's got just as much depth to it as Foundation, but but it has got that excitement that Foundation sometimes lacks. It's better than, oh God, what else sci-fi's come out recently? Everything on Apple, basically. Maybe like Silo or something like that. Silo's brilliant acting and everything, but again, maybe lacks a little bit of excitement. This, for me, is what sci-fi at the moment is capable of being, where there is a depth to it, there is storyline to it, there is interest. I mean, hopefully the third season is going to get done. I spoke to somebody about a week ago and they said, look, Paramount are holding off. They're not going to greenlight this just yet. This was a couple of weeks ago, to be fair. I don't think it's been greenlit yet, but they are going to hold off because of the sale. This is an expensive show. It's done very well. It's third on the Nielsen rating today for Paramount Plus, but it's actually top of their DB lists, and their DB list, their database list, basically is look at what are people searching for, what are people talking about, through things like IMDb and there's about 30 different websites they look at. It's top, only followed by Shogun, the Disney Plus show at the moment. So it's doing very well. There's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of people talking about it. Paramount Plus is still not the biggest streaming service, so it's going to be limited by that a little bit. But the buzz of shows like this will drag people to it, and that is really cool. That's exciting. So it's just got the right balance for me of intrigue, of story, of characters I like, of mystery. There's still a lot of unanswered questions that we want in season 3, but it's also got cool kick-ass space battles, cool kick-ass fight scenes, and just there's loads and loads of places this show can still go. They've got a wealth of stuff from the games to inspire them. I don't think they need to follow the games religiously. This is an adaptation. Games and TV shows are a different format, and they need to be different. If they just followed the game, it wouldn't make sense. It would be very jerky. It wouldn't work. I think this new showrunner, though, has got the balance right. He understands the difference between the two, and he's bringing in enough elements from the game that the fans, I think, of that will be more interested, but in a sensible, realistic, within budget way to do. When they have the fight scenes, they're well done, but because of the cost of that, they are going to be a little bit limited. So yeah, I think just a great job all around. Best sci-fi I've seen in a long time. No really down parts, except the second and third episodes of this season were a bit of a slog, but they were building up towards something, so it was necessary, it was needed. Yeah, Halo Season 2. I cannot wait for Halo Season 3. As soon as I think the sale is, finalised, I think we will get this greenlit pretty quickly. And yeah, go watch it if you haven't already. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/SciTrek, where most of our new videos do premiere first. So go and check it out. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.